this is Jen, and for today's video, we're going to talk about the step-by-step procedure of installing Windows 10 and also the software application installation. So, let's get started. You can install Windows 10 by creating a bootable USB flash drive or DVD that contains the Windows 10 installation files. You'll need a USB flash drive that's at least 8 gig or any blank DVD to get started. If you bought Windows 10 through Microsoft using your Microsoft account, your product key is already linked to your account. If you bought Windows 10 from another retailer, you'll have a 25-character product key that you'll need to have handy to activate Windows. And if you don't have a product key or you're installing Windows 10 on a new hard drive, make sure you've linked your Windows 10 digital license to your Microsoft account before you start the installation. The next step is to visit or go to the official download site for Windows 10. This is a blue button in the middle of the page. This downloads the media creation tool, which you'll use to create your installation media. Double-click the downloaded file. Its name begins with Media Creation Tool and ends with .exe. You'll find it in your default download folder, which is usually called Downloads. Click Yes when prompted to allow the installer to run. Click Accept to accept the license. It's in the bottom right corner of the window. The seventh step is select Create Installation Media and click OK. This option lets you create a Windows installation disk or drive that will work on any compatible PC, not just the one you're using now. And if you're updating your PC from an earlier version of Windows, select Upgrade this PC now instead and then follow the on-screen instructions to install Windows 10. Next is select your preferences and click Next. If you're installing Windows on the current computer, you can keep the default options, and if you need to install on a different computer, make sure you choose the language and edition for which you have a license and select the architecture 64-bit or 32-bit that matches the computer you're going to install on. But if you're not sure about the architecture, you can choose both from the menu. Then choose an installation type and click Next. An ISO file is a type of file that can be burned to a DVD, so choose that option if you plan to create a DVD. Otherwise, choose the USB flash drive option. Then create your installation media. The steps are a little different depending on what you're doing. So if you're using a flash drive, select your flash drive from the list and click Next and wait for the installation files to install. When the process is complete, click Finish. The next step is to connect your Windows 10 installation media. Then if you created a flash drive, connect it to the PC or the computer on which you want to install Windows 10, and if you made a DVD, insert it into the drive now. Next is to boot the PC into the BIOS. If your computer is not already set up to boot from your flash or optical drive, rebooting from your installation media won't work. You'll need to make a quick change in your BIOS to change the boot order. Then go to the Boot tab. You'll use the arrow keys to select it. The Boot tab may instead say Boot Options or Boot Order depending on your computer's manufacturer. Then select a device from which to boot. You have a couple of options. First is for a USB flash drive, select the Removable Devices option. And then for a disk installation, you have to select the CD-ROM drive or optical drive option. Then press the plus key until your boot option is first. Once either removable devices or CD-ROM drive is at the top of the list, your computer will select your choice as its default boot option. On some computers, you'll instead press one of the function keys, for example F5 or the arrow keys to navigate an option up to the top of the menu. Then the key will be listed on the right side of the screen. Then save your settings. You should see a key prompt, for example F10, at the bottom of the screen that correlates to save and exit. Pressing it will save your settings and restart your computer. Then you have to wait for your computer to restart. Once your computer finishes restarting, you'll see a window here with your geographical data. You're now ready to begin setting up your Windows 10 installation. Then click Next when prompted. You can also change the options on this page, for example, the setup language, before continuing if needed be. Then click Install Now. It's located in the middle of the window. Then enter your Windows 10 key. Then click Next. If you don't have a Windows 10 key, instead click Skip in the bottom right corner of the screen. And then follow the on-screen instructions to install Windows 10. You'll be asked to perform a few tasks such as connecting to Wi-Fi and choosing some preferences. Once the installation is complete, you'll have a fresh new installation of Windows 10. And if you're upgrading from an earlier version of Windows, you'll be asked if you want to upgrade the current operating system or do a custom install. And if you choose upgrade, you'll preserve existing apps and files. Go to Ninite.com. Ninite is a package management system that will automatically install Windows application. As you can see on the screen, there's a lot of Windows application. All you have to do is to select the application that you want to download and install. And then get your Ninite. After downloading the installer, select the Run button. Now, the Ninite installer will automatically download and install the selected applications.